on Talk Radio. We'll get you talking. Get turned on to all killer, no filler conversation. Jake Yapp in for John Holmes on Talk Radio. We'll get you talking.
Hi. Okay. 25 minutes to 2 if you care about that. I don't. Now, there's this story in the news today that all the pound coins all falling apart.
All of
Some would say symptomatic of the British economy. Satire. All kinds of things going wrong with them. The middle is falling out of some of them. Some of them got a sort of melted middle. And some of them are sort of just gone a bit weird and messy around the edges. It's sort of like people are trying to cook those, what do they call those chocolate puddings, with the melted bit in the middle. It's like a chocolate fondant.
Oh, a chocolate bomb
chocolate
they're
fondant,
called, aren't they?
Whatever they're called. It's sort of like they've gone a bit like that, really.
Okay. So delicious.
Catastrophic. So we were asking you, what's gone wrong with your pound coin? We're hearing all kinds of stories coming in. Those ones in the paper, that's just the beginning. I've heard all kinds of ones. I've heard that some of them have grown teeth and hair. That was one I heard about. Did you hear about that one?
Really? No.
Yeah. And I had one that discharged 10,000 volts in my pocket, leading to incredible burns in a very sensitive part of my body. What's gone wrong with your pound coin, though? Why don't you text us, 87222.
Start your message with the word talk.
Or you can tweet at Talk Radio.
Start your message with any word you like.
Text costs 25p plus your standard network rate. You can ring us up, though, for your standard network rate.
Yeah.
It might be more, you just could. 0344 499 1000. That's what I'm saying. What's gone wrong with your pound coin? In fact, this has been such a problem that the Royal Mint have set up some kind of helpline. Is that right,
hotline. Yeah.
Yeah. We've actually got a bit of an exclusive for you. Here's one of the calls that's come in.
Thank you for calling the Royal Mint hotline. If you have an inquiry about a commemorative 2017 general election coin, please press 1. If you have any suggestions on who could be on the new £10, please press 2. If you'd like to speak to someone, please press 3.
Hello, Royal Mint pound coin helpline.
Oh yeah, I've got a pound coin here. What's not right?
Okay, can you tell me what the problem is, please?
Yeah, it seems to have been made out of tin foil. So I might need another one.
Sorry, could you repeat that?
It seems to have been made of tin foil.
Tin foil, okay.
So I might need another one, please. In fact, I've got 800, and they're all made of tin foil. So I might need some new ones, please.
Okay, could you tell me where you came across these pound coins?
Yeah, my kitchen.
Okay, and who gave them to you?
Well, I can't remember where I got them from, but I was trying to buy a Kit Kat with them, and then I couldn't buy a Kit Kat, so I should probably get compensation as well because I really wanted that Kit Kat. So, if we say that you will give me £1 million, then we can just walk away, and I won't even business with it.
Okay, can you tell me where the foil came from?
Yeah, my drawer.
Okay, and it weren't from any Kit Kats?
No, because I couldn't buy the Kit Kat. That's why I want £1 million, please.
Okay, thanks very much. Can I take your name, please?
Yeah, my name's Anthony.
Anthony. Okay, thanks very much, Anthony.
Bye.
We've logged your record. Thank you.
Yeah, bye.
So, what's gone wrong with your pound coin? 0344 499 1000. We'll see if we can help. Or, of course, you can text us 87222.
Start your message with the word talk.
Or you can tweet at Talk Radio.
Start your message any word you like.
Sorry, I'm better now. Tara says, I dropped one on the floor. It cracked and released the spirit of Thatcher. She tried to steal my milk and close my mines. That's a nightmare. I haven't had that happen with one of mine. Drivelcar says, I just tried using a new pound coin in a shopping trolley, but it didn't work. I just sat there. Worst ride ever. And we got Darren says, mine's only worth €1. The old ones were worth at least €1.25. Hashtag satire there for you. So yes, please keep your bad pound coin stories coming. It's pretty horrific out there, actually, what people are trying to deal with, and I hope this doesn't traumatise you too much. We've had Joe, who says my pound coin. She had a pound coin, and it undermined her confidence by saying that her bum looked big in everything.
Wow.
And it was racist.
Oh, no.
It's unbelievable. And Watco says, mine whispered a name to me from my bedside table. And since then, I've become obsessed with the delights of the softly spoken word. That's amazing. Thanks very much for that. Also, Sycamore Jones got in touch talking about the story earlier about the guy who paid his £60 fine for taking his children out of school during term time for a holiday. He paid the entire £60 in 1p. Sycamore Jones said, I would have loved it if the authority had pointed out that 20p is the highest amount legally required to accept in coppers.
Yeah, that's true. In
Is
shops.
that true?
In shops, that is.
I didn't know that.
I don't know how it works in, your council.
Municipal offices.
Yeah. So that's very interesting.
That
That's
is
a good
interesting.
point.
I did not know that. The eponymous Bob on Twitter says, my pound coin sparked a class war between the silvers and the coppers in my pocket. I've had to segregate left and right. It's unbelievable what's going on with pound coins. I mean, really, really shocking. Shocking. Please keep those coming. 87222.
Start your message with the word talk.
Or tweet at Talk Radio.
Start your message with any word you like.
Just awful. I was actually wondering if we've got time for one of the phone calls now. Do you reckon we've got time? Probably not.
No, go on,
not.
very quickly.
No, we're not going to do it.
Okay.
No, we're not going to do it. Coming up after the news, though, we've got Judith Han, which, I mean, I remember seeing your face light up, Cornelius, at that news.
Yes.
Because you love your Judith Han.
Yeah.
Who was she again?
Tomorrow's
That's right.
Land.
Tomorrowland.
She was in Tomorrowland.
She was in, never mind, Tomorrowland. She presented Tomorrow's World when I was a boy back in the 80s, and she was ace. It was live, that show, and they were working with brand new technology, and
anything could have happened.
Well, anything did happen.
Really?
Literally anything. There was one where she got exploded into 1 billion atoms scattered across the universe by a solar wind and then reconstituted. It was very compelling.
Phew, I'm glad you said reconstituted.
Very
Otherwise
compelling
we wouldn't have had a
viewing.
guest.
Yeah. That's a powerful opening to the 2 o'clock hour, I think. This music's high energy, pumped. So pumped right now. Very good afternoon to you. It's Jake Yapp sitting in for John Holmes. Just some different music underneath. You know, I know he always does the kind of hard rock guitar stuff. I'm imposing a guitar ban. I will not have guitars. Yeah, because I'm not some failed aspiring wannabe rock guitarist. Which, let's face it, is what John Holmes is. I mean, I'm right.
I mean, he was in a band at one point.
Didn't he change his middle name to Bon Jovi? Is that true? That's what I heard. It's the graffiti inside the toilets here. Along with another one about Julia Hartley-Brewer, but anyway, hello, welcome along. There's lots to come in the show. Hopefully, we're going to be all over Datchet, spotlighting an area of Britain a little bit later on. We're going to be talking to Judith Han about Tomorrow's World, which, you know, is from the past, so that's all a bit weird. And also, we're going to be playing Toppling Juncture, which I've done some production for. There's some new sound effects and stuff. It's going to be very exciting. If you'd like to play, we do have our player for today, but if you'd like to play tomorrow or the next day or Monday or Tuesday, why don't you email your details to jake.yapp@talkradio.co.uk. It's a fun quiz. It's a fun topical quiz. You win nothing. It's based on those 2p machines. You know, you get the end of peers and they slide up and down and stuff. It's brilliant. It's brilliant. I don't know why no one has thought of it.
Is there an actual name for those machines?
Are they coin waterfalls?
Coin pushers.
Coin pushers. Why don't we call it that? Coin pusher.
Yeah.
Because it
I
sounds
don't know,
like...
I quite like Toppling Juncture.
Toppling Juncture.
Yeah.
Just sounds
that
right.
rolls off the tongue.
Why has no one thought of that as a quiz show before? Now, in the meantime, we've been asking for your pound coin disasters. There's a story in the paper today that all the pound coins, well, not all the pound coins, but a lot of the pound coins are having trouble. Bad things are happening. The middle's falling out and stuff. And have you got one of those calls lined up, Chloe? Could you do one of those calls? Because they're melting. All kinds of things are going wrong with the pound coins. And actually, we've done a bit of proper journalism here at Talk Radio, and we have lined up. We found some of the calls being made to the Royal Mint's helpline about these pound coins. I think we can hear one of them now. Let's hear it now.
Thank you for calling the Royal Mint hotline. If you'd like to contribute to the old £5 note remembrance book, please press 1. If you have change for a tenner, please press 2. If you'd like to speak to someone, please press 3.
Hello, Royal Mint pound coin helpline.
Is that the Royal Mint pound coin helpline?
Hello, could I take your name, please?
Yes, my name is Hugo.
Okay, and what are you calling about today?
Hugo Shadwell. I've got one of these new pound coin things here, and there's no middle, but inside the sort of ring, there's what looks like a quite deadly snake.
Okay, do you know where the middle of the coin has gone?
Well, there's a bulge. There's a bulge in the snake. I'm assuming the snake has eaten the center, and now the snake is trapped inside the. It does look quite vicious.
Okay, and did you have the snake with you before?
Not to my knowledge. I simply popped to Waitrose to pick up some artichokes, and it came in the change from there, I think.
Okay, so you got the coin from the supermarket.
Yeah, I think so, yeah. Supermarket, yeah.
Okay, and how is the snake acting right now?
Looks bored.
Bored? Okay, could you entertain it in any way?
Yes, I can switch on the television or something, pages from CFAX.
Okay, thanks very much. If you could do that, and we'll send someone round. Thank you.
Okay, lovely, bye.
There you go. So what's gone wrong with your pound coin? Why don't you text 87222, start your text message with the word talk, or you can tweet at Talk Radio. Hi. Thanks very much for telling me that there's terrible stories about what's going on with pound coins. I mean, just terrible. I don't know. The world's gone mad.
So I just get emotional reading some
It's
of these.
just awful. Someone was saying that the edges are a bit sharper now, and it can. I think it was Toby Gillis, in fact, our newsreader from yesterday or the day before, whenever. I don't remember. I've forgotten him already. He said that it grazes you now if you drop it down the crack of some around the. Can lead to grazing. What's wrong with your pound coin? Someone found a snake in the hole. It's just terrible. 87222.
Start your message with the word talk.
Yeah, or you can tweet at Talk Radio.
Start your message with any word you like.
Do whatever you like. You can literally do whatever you like. What do you want to do? Do that then. It's time though now for us to talk about the general election. We're not sure if you've heard about it, but the 8th of June specifically, there's going to be a snap general election. Oh, snap. What that means, though, is that the major party leaders have hit the ground running, taking to the roads on the campaign trail. And the good news is that all this week on the show, we're going to be keeping track of the party leaders and keeping you up to date on what they are up to. From giant headstones to standing in front of an incidentally, completely by accident, multi-ethnic set of supporters. We've got the whole thing covered as we follow the leaders. I have to get this tune. So Parliament has. I just want to play this whole record. It's too good. Parliament has officially been dissolved in a massive glass of water. They're still swilling it to loosen off the last bits of sediment around some of the House of Lords. And it marks the official start of the election campaign trail, which means it's all real now and there's no turning back. The leaders today have all been officially launching their official campaigns, which unofficially started a couple of weeks or so ago. Theresa May spent her day yesterday in both Devon and Cornwall. You can't do that, can you? Because they get very, they don't like that. They don't like that. She says that Britain has to decide who'll lead the country through Brexit and beyond.
Will it be me and my team showing the strong and stable leadership that our country needs? Or will it be Jeremy Corbyn at the head of a coalition of chaos?
Well, Jeremy Corbyn is spending his day gallivanting in Bedford at a street stall. I've been to Bedford many times. I don't know if you could gallivant.
No.
It's not a very gallivantable town. I'm thinking of moving there. Anyway, there's a market. There is. I know where he's been at that market.
Yeah.
I've been there.
Aren't you based near there?
Yeah. So I went gleaning at that market. Literally, if you go there at like 5 o'clock, right, and you happen to be very, very poor and underemployed about 2 years ago with a small child, you can go and pick up like sacks full of rotting bananas and put them in your child's pushchair and push them all the way back to your car and then take them home and spend hours breaking them down into their constituent edible parts. It's a great day out for the whole family. And with travel time from London St Pancras, it's just 13. Anyway, sorry. I once heard a stallholder there say, he was calling out, it's a big scoop of bananas there, only £1 your banana. He said, look at that there, darling. It's a woman walking by. Look at that there, darling, 4 aubergines for £1 there. Why don't you take them home and have an early night? I don't know what he was talking about. He's had to, anyway, Jeremy Corbyn has had to do a bit of clearing up after his colleague Diane Abbott's gaffe on policing numbers yesterday on, let's face it, a slightly more successful speech radio station.
It will be paid for by not going ahead with the cuts in capital gains tax. We've corrected the figure and it will be absolutely clear now, today and in the manifesto. I'm not embarrassed in the slightest.
No. Nicola Sturgeon is set to have a busy day. First Minister questions in Holyrood this morning. Bit of lunch, maybe a sandwich. I don't know. It's purely conjecture. And this afternoon, she's heading to Glasgow Central, which is a constituency based in the centre of Glasgow. She has high hopes for the SNP in this general election.
I intend to win this election in Scotland, more votes, more seats than any other party, so that we can keep Scotland moving forward, and also so that we can make sure that we don't have an emboldened, strengthened Tory government able to do whatever it wants in Scotland.
Yeah, turn it up a bit, Chloe. Yeah, come on. Tim Farron is launching the Lib Dem campaign today in Kidlington. That's near Oxford, right? Kidlington? Am I right?
I think so. No idea.
On the Lib Dem battle bus, which has been weaponised so much that it can destroy any other battle bus from a distance of 90 metres. That might not be true. Anyway, he's been saying what the Lib Dems have to offer.
We believe the majority of the British people want us to stay in the single market. Also, the majority of the British people do not want to be taken for granted by a Conservative government that assumes it's racing for a colossal landslide. Britain needs a strong opposition.
OK. And I'll finish your sentence for you. You just can't have it needs a strong opposition. And I'll finish the sentence for you. You need the inflection. It's like a musical.
Yeah, I know. That's how the clip came, I'm afraid.
Don't worry about it. It wasn't a criticism of you. I love what you've done here. Particularly this music. Have I mentioned how much I like it?
Yeah, don't thank me. Thank the soccer boys.
Always!
SOCA.
I thought that was the serious organised crime. No, anyway. And finally, Paul Nuttall will, or has been, don't know if it's happened yet, all right, launching, UKIP's official campaign in a speech in Westminster. That's where Parliament is. He's been saying why he believes people should be voting for UKIP.
I think we will end up paying some sort of divorce bill, and they're already saying now, aren't they, the government, that immigration figures will run at this number for the next decade. I'm sorry, it's not good enough.
Oh, and that's the end of the sentence. Another one. chopping off in mid-sentences. That's what the leaders are up to today. Tune in tomorrow for more of that there, then. Follow me! Did you all freeze?
Let us know. That sounded like a CBeebies program.
I know.
Did you freeze at
there is a
home?
thing where you have to freeze in CBeebies. It's what's the show? I can't remember. Yeah, it's a great show. Show me, show me, show me a waving Chris. Hello. Show me a crying poi. What happened to my career? Why am I here? Show me. No. And then they do a dance, and then they have to freeze. And then someone...
Sounds like we could do that as a feature.
I don't think it's necessarily the worst idea that we've pushed around. John Holmes back from Wednesday next week.
Jake Yapp in for John Holmes on Talk Radio. We'll get you talking.
Good afternoon. It's Jake Yapp here with you until 4 o'clock. After that, it's Sam Delaney. Coming up in the show, I'll be saying coming up in the show, and then I'll be telling you about all the things that will be coming up in the show. That will include some menus, pointing ahead and looking forward to lots of things that will be breaking soon and as they happen here on Talk Radio. How was that?
I think you got your point across. Well done.
Hang on, I've just got an email. We have a meeting after the show, Denny. That's cool. That's fine. I did see the story in the papers today. I saw loads of them.
Did
but
ya?
This was one that I thought, well, I'm definitely going to have a chat with Cornelius about it. What, Denny?
Denny, yeah, I saw you chatting to him before about presumably this story.
Yeah, absolutely. Because, obviously he's been on holiday for 2 weeks and there's lots to talk about, but this is really the big one. Have you heard about hackers leaking episodes of Netflix shows?
No, I haven't.
Well, they have.
Can I guess the story?
Yeah, you know as much as I do. Well,
that's
Orange
a
is the
shame.
New Black. Do you have Netflix?
I do.
Do you?
I do. It's where I watch my hostage documentaries.
Oh, is that where they all are? The Home of Hostage
There's
documentaries?
one called Captive, which I'm going through the series at the moment, which is brilliant. The first 2 episodes are amazing.
Have you seen? There was a drama series called Hostage from Israel. It's really good.
Really?
Yeah, like really good. It's worth watching. If you're all about the hostage things, it's a really good drama. And I hate drama, don't get me wrong.
Well, I hate
drama.
dramas.
I hate drama too. But this
I
is
like documentaries.
I know, I hate it generally, but this is
it
worth...
based on a true story?
No. But it's good, like it's really well thought out, like it's plausible, you know?
Okay, cool.
Give it a go.
Anyway, people are leaking from Netflix.
Everyone's leaking. Orange is the New Black. Did you watch that?
No, but my flatmate did, so I can sort of give you a vague idea of what it is. Yeah. It's the thing that's on in the background while I cook. I think.
Yeah. Now I got it.
I think is it women's prison?
It's a ladies' it's Prisoner Cell Block H, isn't it? Yeah, Lady Prison. Yeah. Lady Prison debuting on Netflix. Although not necessarily, because hackers have managed to steal shows. They've managed to get them, and they said they're going to share 10 episodes of the next series that they stole from a Los Angeles post-production studio, unless the distributor paid 50 Bitcoin.
Is that a lot?
No, it's like £57,000.
That is a lot of money.
It's not that much when you consider what they would have spent on that show.
Yes, but
like they
you don't want to
millions.
Yeah,
on
but
it.
you also, as any hostage situation will tell you,
of course,
Jake,
Cornelius,
you don't want to give in to their demands because that will encourage it happening again and more often.
Exactly,
and that is why we don't negotiate with terrorists.
Ever. Netflix did not respond, and the Dark Overlord group of hackers. Hi, we're the Dark Overlords. Mum, I'm going upstairs now. Because they're all like 14, aren't they?
Yeah.
We're the Dark Overlords, okay? We're going upstairs, and while the lesions heal, we're going to hack into Netflix. So they posted the footage online, where it was available for illegal streaming. And the group claimed to have obtained episodes from more than 30 series from different networks in the same hack. In a statement, the group said, "Our hands have been forced. We were quite offended by our target's responses or lack thereof. It didn't have to be this way, Netflix. You're going to lose a lot more money in all of this than what our modest offer was."
Are they going to lose money from it?
All we wanted was a new BMX each.
Well, these people are criminals, and so I think good. I don't care. Also, I think people will still largely watch that show on Netflix.
Well, yeah, it's just easier, isn't it?
Yeah.
It's just easier.
Yeah, because it's already on your telly.
And the thing
is,
since it's like the new series of Orange is the New Black, if you haven't seen the previous, if you're like me, a completist, like I can't just jump in.
Oh yeah, no, I am like that. Yeah.
So it's of no interest to me because I got to watch the first 6 series and they're all on Netflix. Why can't we have some Bitcoin? We wanted to buy a Game Boy.
How does Bitcoin work? Oh, never mind.
Oh no, I'm happy to tell you. I'm happy to tell you because I've.
Do you have
bought
Bitcoin?
Well, I did.
What did you do? Did you?
I bought Bitcoin. It was going crazy in late 2013, and I bought some. It was really hard to do. It's elaborate. You have to like scan documents for security and stuff. And I bought some, and it was amazing. And then a week later, it crashed, and I lost everything.
Okay.
So basically, I put in about £5,000. I know, it was like all the money I had because I was like, "This is just amazing."
Yeah, I don't think I've ever had £5,000.
No, I know, and I thought it was brilliant. And then it crashed, and I lost it just overnight. It went from being, it was worth. It was worth something like £800.
Who's in charge of it?
I know, right? Nobody. That's the point. It's this decentralized thing, right?
Okay.
So I lost my life savings. I mean, it was my life savings. I thought, you know what? I'm just going to walk away. I'm just going to forget about it. So I did. And then earlier this year, like 3 months ago, I thought, I'm just going to see what's going on with Bitcoin. And it was almost back to where it had been, right? And I thought, oh, what do I do now? Do I take the money out and say, that was lucky? Or do I try again? So
I think definitely put another £5,000.
That's not a bad idea. I kind
Definitely.
Oh, man. Come on. Oh, you know what this is. Stand by, studio. This is, of course, one of the theme tunes for Tomorrow's World, which when I was a child, along with Top of the Pops and Dallas, which was a very sophisticated program, formed the staple of my youth. Tomorrow's World was the most exciting program. It was live, and it featured all the technology of tomorrow. It was so cool. Now, my era, it's kind of like Doctor Who. You know, you have your favorites, right? My era was Maggie Philbin, Howard Stableford, and Judith Hahn. And I... oh, man. My inner 11-year-old is shaking with excitement. Judith Hahn is on the phone now. Hello.
Hello. What a build-up.
Honestly, I'm actually blushing. It's quite hard. I don't get that starstruck that often, but I'm actually a bit hot and...
it's together. My star quality, isn't it?
That's right. There's star quality. That's exactly what it is. So you worked on Tomorrow's World. I mean, the reason we're talking about this today is because the BBC's doing a new season that they're calling Tomorrow's World, and it's not a new series, which I find very sad. I wish it was
sad. People liked it, didn't they? Because there'd be serious stuff, but then it would all be lightened by an invention that was a bit of fun.
Yeah.
And it was good for all age groups, from young children through adult scientists. We didn't patronise the scientists. We somehow seemed to get it right.
Do you think is the reason it doesn't happen now is simply because people would be like, oh, here's a new app for this thing. And then it'd be like, oh, there's another app for this thing.
Well, I must admit, when computers started to play a bigger part in our life, the program could look more boring because we'd have something on that was based on a computer, but there wasn't much to look at. But I can remember doing the first ever item to say, computers now are in a huge room and they cost millions of pounds. But believe it or not, we're going to have a small one that will sit on our desk. And we're going to have...
You'd have to have quite a big desk, Judith. You're right.
Then we said, I did loads and loads of research, and they let me have the item for a large part of the programme.
Oh, really?
Talked to lots of experts, and I didn't believe what I was predicting, even though I knew this is what the experts were saying.
Really?
That we were going to have them in really small pieces of equipment, and we'd have them in things that were on our wrist, and of course all these things have happened and more.
Yeah. So were you allowed to sort of follow your own interests to a degree then, putting that show together?
Well, yes, I was taken on in the 70s because they had never had a trained journalist working as a presenter. They'd never had somebody with a science degree working as a presenter, and they had never had a woman working as a presenter. So when they came across me from my science writing on newspapers, they thought, well, we've got all three here. But the trouble was I hadn't done any television, so I was pretty awful because I was so
No, you
scared.
weren't. You were great.
I was so scared at the beginning, though.
Yeah. Because
my friends used to watch me, of course, live, and say, why are you doing this? You look hunted.
No. Judith Hunted. Do you... Because it was live. Am I right in thinking that?
It was always live until the last year or so before I left, when they would say, let's do the seventh take to try and get the lighting better. But when you had to do it for real, and, because there were fewer programs and fewer television units, there was just BBC, ITV, we would get 12 million viewers. And you would stand there and think, I am telling 12 million people this, and this is important. Yeah. Particularly when they were, important medical breakthroughs and things like that, which were, the sort of thing I like to do.
Yeah. Well, because, you sort of say you were predicting all these things and that they would come true in the future. And, who could forget that episode when you said, well, in tomorrow's world, there'll be no gender pay gap and there'll be... and good representation of women across the media. And it all came true, didn't it? That's brilliant.
Oh, well.
Do you have any stand-up? What for you were the great moments?
Well, two things, really. I was very, very interested in IVF, and I'd written a book on IVF. And so I used to have a lot of contacts in that field, infertility in general and the science of pregnancy. And I'd been to Singapore making a program for Tomorrow's World and come across some important research, which I did as an item on Tomorrow's World. And I got this letter saying, we've mortgaged our house, we've run out of money, we've had 5 attempts at IVF, no success, no baby. We ought to go to Singapore. And I wrote back and said, that's the worst possible thing to do because stress, which it will cause, is the worst possible thing if you're trying to get pregnant. You ought to go to the best unit, look at the figures for who are getting the best success rate. That best unit, and I told them which it was, will take NHS patients. That would be my advice. And then I heard no more, and about a year later, I went into the office, sat at my desk, and there was a huge bunch of flowers with a letter saying, thank you for our baby boy.
Wow.
Oh, wow.
I know. It was just something that can bring tears to my eyes now.
Yeah, well, I can imagine. I think we've got a clip that we could play. Can we play our clip, Chloe? Let's hear that.
Well, this is the smallest, lightest, most intelligent cell phone in the world. One of the biggest advantages of cell phones is that you can take them almost anywhere. But although many claim to be portable, this one, as you've seen, really is pocket-sized. And the manufacturers have made it this small by using the latest in circuit and assembly technology. Instead of just mounting the circuitry onto one side of the circuit board, they've used both sides. And there are no less than 12 interconnecting layers packed into this circuit board. But it does have just as many features as other cell phones. For example, it can hold up to 100 phone numbers. It also has the same transmitter strength as ordinary cell phones, and it'll give more than 50 minutes of calling before the batteries need recharging.
100 phone numbers? I mean, it beggars belief, doesn't it? Has it been funny? I always think it must be strange for, I was thinking like Arthur C. Clarke, who actually, he sort of did what you did, but in the world of fiction. Where it was great futurology. He was looking at things that could and might transpire in the future and stuff. Is it funny watching it all now kind of play out as you carry on with your life?
Yes, it is incredible how things have changed. And I've rather reacted against it, having worked for 20 years on the programme, been in the studio, not being able to see the sky. And after 25 years living in the same house in London, moved out into the middle of nowhere, got a very small farm. I now grow over 150 different types of culinary herbs.
Really?
And I've got a book coming out in September called Herbs with about 300 of my recipes and how to grow them. It's a real passion of mine, but don't think I'm not passionate or more passionate about science, because I am. Yeah. And one thing I have been doing until recently for 12 years is working with some of the top young scientists coming through in the country and from other parts of the world as well, with the Royal Society, showing them how to do what we did on Tomorrow's World, simplify science, so they can talk about it on television or write about it for newspapers, so that the world knows about what they're doing. And really, we've trained some brilliant scientists. I mean, Maggie O'Dearran-Pocock, who now does Sky at Night, was one of the first we trained. And I hope this new BBC Tomorrow's World over the next year will use some of them instead of the very small team of old favourites, because there's some brilliant scientists coming through who've got marvellous personalities.
It's a real skill being able to tell the story of a piece of science or technology in a way that people of any age can grasp. I remember Einstein famously said, didn't he, you should be able to explain any concept to a 7-year-old, I think.
Yes, well, I thought that when I first of all, and it was in the early days of me being on Tomorrow's World, so probably the late 70s or perhaps the very early 80s, talked about what genetic modification was for the first time.
Wow.
And it was such a complex thing. It was completely new. And obviously we said it's going to be used in medicine and agriculture and possibly and all sorts of things. And I got a letter from a 6-year-old, and he'd obviously understood it.
Wow.
And I thought that is what I was trying to do.
Amazing. Before you go, I just want to ask you, I have a 3-year-old.
Lucky you.
Well, yeah, absolutely. And I'm very lucky because he's just fabulous. He asked me the other day to explain why he calls them icebergs, why his ice cube melted in his glass of water. How would you break that one to a 3-year-old? Because I tried really hard, but that was a hard one.
Well, its temperature affects the molecules in the ice cube, and so that they start bombarding each other and moving apart, so that it's not an ice cube.
Yeah.
Is that the best way to explain it, do you think?
I might just tell him it's magic.
Ah.
No, I won't really.
Well, I've got a 9-year-old granddaughter who is going to be a scientist. It's pretty obvious. She talks to me about really complex things and asks me about Stephen Hawking's and his disease, and she thought everybody died quickly when they had that disease, and why hasn't he? And she's really into science in a very big way. Gosh. Which is great.
Yeah, that's fantastic.
I can't always answer her questions.
No, but it must be lovely to see. Like, I mean, genuinely, this is not an overstatement to say that you definitely inspired a generation of people to get into all of that stuff.
Well, that's lovely. I mean, the Science Museum did find, why do people go? They did a survey, why do people go into science? And one important thing was having an inspirational teacher, and the other one was watching Tomorrow's World.
Yeah! Come on! What finer legacy. Why don't you, we're going to hit you up when your book comes out in September about herbs.
That would be good. Yeah. Please do.
Yeah, all right, we'll do
contact me again. It's coming out in mid-September. Contact me again.
Yeah, we'll totally
it's a real work of passion, because I've always been really keen on cooking. I've done some series for the BBC on it and written other books, but this is the book. This is my passion.
Wonderful.
And my best ever recipes.
Okay, Judith Ann, before I flush and run away, I'm just so nervous. It's been lovely to talk to you.
It's been very nice to talk to you.
All right, take care. Bye-bye. Oh, my God, that was Judith Ann. Okay, great. Let's go. How do they do the news thing now? Okay, I see you noshing on that penguin. Mm-hmm. I can hear you noshing on that penguin now. And there's a joke on there.
Yep, should I do it?
Yeah, do it.
Who is a penguin's favourite family member?
I don't know who is a penguin's favourite family member.
Any guesses? That's not it. Do you have any guesses?
Nephew?
No, but similar relationship. Think older.
Uncle.
Very close.
Yeah.
Gender swap.
Is it Antarctica or something?
Yes, it
yeah, okay,
is!
fine.
But,
yes?
just so happens that when I went to read this out in the office,
Yeah.
someone else went, "What, is there a joke on that?"
Look, I didn't
To be
say
fair,
it on air,
Federica
but...
is Italian.
I didn't say it on air, but there was a bit of me going, is there a joke on here? I didn't know that. It's brilliant because it's like a sort of cold weather version of a lolly stick. Only harder to poke into dog... Anyway. So, in this hour, we've got Toppling Juncture. That's the topical quiz show based on the 2p slot machine things with the slidey platforms that we've turned into a quiz show. Don't ask me how. We just did it. That's coming up around about 3:45. Before then, we've got bonus news about penguins, but we've also got News Him on Go right now. I'm not sure how this one's going to go down. And since I can't find the article it's based on, it doesn't really matter. It's here somewhere. Anyway, fine, there it is. This is about spice. This is in the Daily Star today. This is this drug called spice, right? Zombies on spice take over the north.
Take over?
They've taken
like
it over.
Fully?
Yeah, it's literally like 28 days later up there. Guys, come down. Property's very affordable down here. Come down. Spice zombies are plaguing the streets of northwest England. 6 key towns, including Blackpool, Liverpool, Wigan and Wrexham, are now hotspots for the drug. They've all fallen. It's like that World War Z, you know? They've all fallen. Sir, you are now in command.
They're no-go zones.
They are no-go zones. Obviously, it's very sad for the people involved and not particularly lovely for the other residents to have to behold. But, you know, what the heck? These things happen. So we thought that we'd make our News Him on Go all about spice. But right now, it's time to play News Him on Go!
News Him on!
Now, it seems like only yesterday we were playing this game last. Because it was. Myself and Cornelius, we're intrepid News Him on catchers, and we're scouring the news archives, catching News Him on in our News balls, preparing them for News battle. We know that today's theme is spice, and so we've been scrolling through our News dexes for the appropriate contender. It's just top trumps. Okay, so today in the news, people are being zombified by the drug spice. It's a strong chemical drug. It kills people and brings them back to life or something like that. It makes them wander around, try to eat brains. I don't know. So this is it. It's all about spices. Let's begin the News on battle. And I'm going to suggest we fade the bed out quite soon because I do not need that going around in my head for another 24 hours. Thanks, Chloe. So it's all about spice. What spice have you chosen, Cornelius?
So, spice versus spice. I've chosen Melanie J. Chisholm. Better known as Mel C, better known as Sporty Spice.
Sporty Spice, that's a hard spice to beat.
Yes.
I'm starting to wish I'd gone for Old Spice now, but I didn't.
Who did you choose?
I went for ambergris.
You've chosen an actual spice?
Ambergris. Well, I didn't think of it as a spice because it's not something that you grow.
Ambergris, I've never heard of
ambergris. I can see you frantically Googling it, right? Well, ambergris is... it's basically petrified whale vomit.
That is rank.
I'm serious. It's the waste produced by a whale made from broken down squid beaks. mostly used in the world of perfumery, but actually used as a spice. I had no idea you could use ambergris as a spice. The favourite breakfast of English King Charles II was reportedly eggs and ambergris. But so and a bucket. So so there you go. That's my spice. It's ambergris versus Mel C. So what do you want to go first? I can go first.
Yeah, you go first.
Okay, I'm going to go for value.
Value, okay.
Because ambergris is super expensive. You can't manufacture it. You can only find it. And obviously, it's very rare. So prices for ambergris are crazy. People find like a lump this big and it's worth like £11,000.
Really?
It is $29 a gram.
Wow.
Now, I had a little look. And it seems to be Mel C is 59 kilos, right?
Yes, I've got that.
Yeah. That makes her worth 1.7 million.
Okay.
Which I don't know.
So, what, per gram?
Per gram.
So I've won
she's
that.
worth 1.7 million on what's she worth then?
Well, I have her estimated value down as, according to an article on Fame10.com, as £25 million.
Oh, crikey.
So
it's like sort of
13,
14 times
million divided. Is that right? Divided by 59,000.
Divided.
Is that right?
No,
or is it the other way around?
No, we haven't got time to do that. It's very complicated. Sum.
4.23.
Yeah, that's wrong.
Yeah.
Okay, on every front, that's wrong. Just don't worry about it. The point is, it's about 1.5 times. Okay. All right.
So who's won that one?
You've won that one. Fine, Cornelia.
Okay.
That's fine.
I'm going to go for teamwork.
Teamwork?
Yes.
Okay, all right, go on.
Mel C, after going solo from the Spice Girls, at this point in her career, she has had the second most #1 singles in the United Kingdom out of all female artists.
Crikey.
But, and this is the important bit, is the only female artist to reach #1 on the charts as part of a quintet, a quartet, a duo, and a solo.
Really?
She can work with anyone or just herself.
She should put that on her CV. Yeah. You know, I have excellent team skills, but I can also work from.
So, what's ambergris like? With...
Well, it teams well. It teams well.
What does it go with?
It goes with any other fragrance. It's used in perfume, so you can pair it with. It's got a musky overtone or undertone or something. It tastes like wheat, and so you can put it with floral. It teams well. It teams, but it hasn't had any #1s as a result of that. I think that's an absolute landslide. I've got to say to you, it's hard to say. I mean,
it's hard to say. We need some sort of expert.
Yeah,
really.
I guess we probably do. All right. Well, why don't we go over to Newsmaster himself? Is it Jim White today?
Yeah.
It's the one and only Jim White, ladies and gentlemen.
Talk Radio Sports Update.
Well, I never thought I'd be able to recover from yesterday's battle. I even had to take the day off my Talk Sports show to recover. But fortunately, I was well enough to come back in for today's battle.
Phew.
And what a match it's been. Statistics flying about like no business. I tell you what, I wouldn't want the job of having to clean the arena after today's battle. Jake's been playing more of a defensive game, but that's exactly what you have to do when you chose a cooking ingredient to fight with. Cornelius's assault with Sporty Spice has been wonderful to watch. It's been a real masterclass from him today. For me, this Newsimon battle could go either way. Let's get back to the second half.
Totally, let's do that. Okay, it's time for round 2! Okay, it's ambergris versus Mel C and the Battle of the Spices. Because of the terrible news that
I have
drug
a
addicts.
question.
Yeah, go on,
quickly
fire.
before we go.
Shoot.
You know, there's a whole thing about who's the first person to have discovered cow's milk and what were they doing at the same time.
What were you thinking? Yeah.
Who was the first person to discover crushed beaks of squids within Wales?
Within whale vom.
Yeah.
That's petrified over the sea.
Yeah, how did that happen?
Well, it washes up on beaches, right?
Okay.
So someone will have sort of kicked it going, that's a big pebble. Oh, that's a weird texture. It's sort of oily, it melts and stuff. And then they sniffed it and went, that's kind of funky. And then they went, that's kind of funky, but I'm strangely attracted to it. which is, as a mammal, we're not that distantly related to foxes. We love all that stuff. So that's what happened, and it's good. What have you got then as your first category for this round?
Well, my final category is health.
Health.
I've got health down as 89 for Mel C, because she's the sporty spice.
Yeah, that's going to be a high health. That's a high health.
And I was thinking, as this ingredient of yours is weird, it's probably not healthy. But I don't know. You may know.
I'm going to say that you're probably right. It's not that. I mean, throwing up is never that healthy, is it? It's never a good sign.
No, that's true.
And since the whole thing is just made of whale vom, of squid beaks, and it's going to be a low score. I'm going to put it as 13 on health. Although I think it's more like a sort of an owl pellet. So maybe it's part of the health. You know what I mean? It's kind of like that rather than a sign of illness. So or a fur ball. Maybe I'm going to put it at. It's not going to. It's still. I would say 37, maybe 38 tops.
Wow.
So you've won that one as well.
To be honest, I am basing mine largely on the fact that she wore tracksuits for a large proportion of the 90s.
Yeah, I mean, I wear tracksuits a lot. That's simply because they're more comfy for the blubber. Speaking of blubber. All right, for my final category then, I've got fragrance in the battle of the spices.
Okay.
Ambergris versus Mel C. Freshly produced ambergris has a marine fecal odor. How does Mel C stack up against that?
Well, according to the Daily Mail online, she used to wear Stella by Stella McCartney, but which had
Artois.
Yeah, but it did have quite a musky smell, according to her. But she recently discovered Bois Marocain by Tom Ford. It's a bit spicy, a bit woody, and unisex, which does explain how she first noticed it on a male friend.
Well, it's funny because you talk about moving on. Freshly produced ambergris smells marine and fecal, but as it ages, not unlike Mel C, it acquires a sweet, earthy scent.
Really?
Commonly likened to the fragrance of rubbing alcohol.
Rubbing alcohol, and people are spraying that on their necks.
They love that stuff.
That is rank.
In fact, I would wager that one of those two fragrances that Ms. Jism likes is probably got the thing. So there you go.
Probably.
Fine, I'm going to call it. You've won. Well done. Congratulations.
Newsy Mon.
Coming up after this, there'll be another menu where we're talking about what's coming up after this. Don't forget, there's also Toppling Juncture, the most exciting coin-based quiz show on the radio. Good afternoon, it's Jake Yapp here with you until 4 o'clock. After that, it's Sam Delaney, and we've got Toppling Juncture coming up, but a bit of any other business to sort out. Ages ago, we were talking about pound coins. We'll reprise that in a second, but Hedy said, I got a pound coin in my change, and do you know what it had written around the Queen?
What?
And we are talking about the mother of all callbacks, Flibberdaberdoo. That's going to mean nothing to anyone. It's
was that Good Friday?
Very, very was it Good Friday? Is that what it was?
Yeah, it might still be on the list.
It won't be. It's gone. Cornelius did a very, very long
just
joke.
after 2, I think.
Yeah, he's loving it. Just loved it. Loved it so much. Long joke about Flibberdaberdoo. Anyway, thank you for your loyalty, Hedy, if nothing else. Appreciate that. In fact, do you know what the heck? Let's do it right now. We've been talking about the pound coins. Lots of problems with pound coins. The middles are falling out of some. Some are melty. Some are a bit wonky. And lots of problems going on with pound coins. And we've managed to procure some phone calls to the Royal Mint helpline. And in fact, we can hear just one of the problems facing pound coins at the moment. Here's one now.
Thank you for calling the Royal Mint hotline. If you have any ideas as to how to deter inflation, please press 1. If you've got dollar bills, y'all, please press 2. If you'd like to speak to someone, please press 3.
Hello, Royal Mint hotline.
Yes, hello.
Hello, could I take your name, please?
It's Dora Dale.
Okay, and why are you calling today?
Well, it's about this pound coin.
Yes, have you had a
which I
problem
used,
with it?
Well, yes, because I used it in the pound shop to buy. It said it was a Game Boy.
Okay.
But it doesn't seem to work very well.
What, the pound coin?
No, the Game Boy doesn't. I'm not sure if it's a real Game Boy, you see.
Okay, and
It was only a pound, but it had a picture of a squid on the front.
the pound coin you used to pay for that, was that okay?
It was fine, but the Game Boy doesn't work. So can somebody come and make it work?
I don't think the Royal Mint make any sort of computer consoles.
Well, how is that my problem? You made the money, which I used to buy the Game Boy, which said not a Game Boy. So can you come and bring a Game Boy?
Sure, we'll send our SWAT team. Thanks very much for calling.
Bye-bye.
So what problems have you been having with pound coins? There's still time to get them in. You can text 87222.
Start your message with the word talk.
Or you can tweet at Talk Radio.
Start your message with any word you like.
Paul has simply said, mine touched me. That's fine. Tying almost everything together rather beautifully is a news story in the Times today, which it's about call centres. Well, we were just in one.
Yeah.
It's about squid.
That mentioned squid once,
Which,
and also has the word quid in.
We were talking about ambergris just 10 minutes ago.
Yes.
Which is made out of vomited up squid beaks. Right?
Yeah.
Call centre staff.
Oh, does it not mention Judith Hannatal, this story? Because that would have really tied everything together.
That would have done, in fact. Sycamore has tweeted us about that. I'll talk about that in a second.
Okay.
Call centre staff with poor sales had squid dropped on their faces. That's not okay. That's not okay. That's not okay.
You're right. It absolutely isn't okay.
No.
But
when
paints a very funny image.
When a group of call centre workers failed to match colleagues' sales, they were subjected to a bizarre ritual. Where do you think this was?
Not in England, not in the UK.
So where are you?
I don't know. Where the call centres are usually based.
So
Manila.
Manchester. You got
Well,
first three
close.
letters.
Yeah.
They insist that the forfeits were a bit of fun between. I don't know what that was. Between two sales teams.
It's a bit of fun.
You've gone. No, that's John Bishop. It's just a bit of fun there. It's just a bit of fun. It's just a bit of fun. Hey, Ryanair, innit? Ryanair. Oh my God, it's so true. Anyway, Ryanair. The company which helps it, EasyJet. That's the follow-up DVD, the next tour, EasyJet. The company which helps people to Flybe, which helps people to reclaim missile payment protection insurance, said that staff with higher sales decide on a forfeit for consenting colleagues. Other such dares have included chicken dances. I went to that and never got asked. Not one single chicken. It insists that the stunts are not imposed by management and that no one is compelled to take part. Video has gone...
That suggests that staff members are voluntarily having squids put into their face.
Do it! Yeah, BMI. So there you go. That's I would not be cool with that. There'd have to be a vegan equivalent, surely. You know, I'm thinking I don't know what.
Kale. No one likes kale, do they?
Oh yeah, or like kelp.
Kelp.
I settle for kelp. Thanks very much, Victoria. Do you want to do the... No, you just did it.
Thanks.
Well, I was slightly thrown because you just tweeted all of the bonus news that you're about to do.
Yes.
Like, you've kind of blown...
Well,
you've blown...
you're
It's the blownness.
John never looks at it, but you're meant to look at it when I tell you to look at it.
Blownness news.
So, what we do normally on the show is at this point, all the listeners avert their eyes from Twitter for 5 minutes until Victoria says it's safe to look.
If you wouldn't mind, that would be nice. Because, yeah.
Have I ruined it for you?
Well, you've blown us. So,
well, I do that every time, and you've never complained before.
I think the current system's fine.
Don't enable, Victoria. Your job is not to enable. Right, this is what happens at this time every day. It's because Victoria's basically a shirker and does short bulletins throughout the day. And so to make up the time, because she still gets the money, we do bonus news. And here's the bonus. Oh, I didn't get some music together. Do you want some music?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, you've got an intro. Let's do the intro then.
No, but
From aardvarks to zebras, this is Animal News.
where's the music, Jake?
All right,
You can't just do the intro and not have the music ready.
Okay, you want something animally?
No, I want my normal tune.
What's your normal? Oh,
You
It's
know
the
it.
Archer's theme.
Yeah.
Do you know how the chicken wire is made?
No, stop
that is
it.
used in a chicken coop?
No one wants this.
It's a great tune.
It's not.
The Twist Twist song.
This is so you.
No, it's not.
1,000 times.
Twist, 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 making chicken wire. Twist, 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 just like this. Twist, 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 making chicken wire. Twist,
And with the bonus
twist,
news,
twist, twist,
here's
just
Victoria
like
Bourne.
this. Twist, 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 open up again.
That was your
Twist,
cue.
Twist, twist,
It's
twist,
gone on
open up
speaking
again.
strike.
Twist, 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 twist.
That was your
repeat once again. Twist,
Try
I
it.
can't do bonus news when you're not taking it seriously. And also, there's speaking and or singing, whatever you want to call it.
Vocals.
It's ruining it. It needs to be acoustic.
Okay.
What about? I think you mean instrumental.
Yeah. All right.
It could be acoustic as well. But yes, I did mean instrumental. Thanks, Cornelia.
Okay, hang on.
Hurry up.
Here we go. Stand by.
Oh, this is very nice.
This is the theme tune to Baby Jake on CBeebies. You forced my hand. I didn't want to do this to people. Will you just do the... Please.
You are making it.
Animal news. Let's not forget why we're here, guys.
Animal news with Victoria Bourne.
Animal News.
A London docks worker has been hailed a hero for saving a cat from drowning.
Oh, wow.
Felix, who is the Royal Docks Management Authority's office cat, fell into a canal during a fight with another cat. But his colleague Scott Durbin witnessed it all and without hesitation went over to the edge, leant over to rescue Felix, who didn't seem bothered and just strolled off. What are you doing?
It's a tune. Turn it
You're
up, turn it
annoying.
up, turn it up, turn it up, turn it up. Next story.
You can see a picture of the rescue on my Twitter page, Victoria_Bourne, spelled Bourne.
Follow Victoria. Follow
Carry on.
Victoria.
Yeah.
I'm really
good.
not enjoying this.
I was
You're
helping
ruining
you.
it.
Why am I ruining it?
You're going to get Victoria to the point where she misses John Holmes.
I do already.
Wow.
That's my job. Then I've done my job.
Anyway,
I'm a mole.
Animal news.
Yep. Jake Yapp, the
Is a
broadcaster
mole.
and failed comedian, is yeah, a subterranean mammal. Carry on.
now we love an ongoing story here at Animal News.
I'll say. Yeah, go on.
Well, April the giraffe's baby finally has a name. Drum roll, please, Chloe.
Oh, I got one of those.
Tajiri!
Well done.
Whoa.
Yeah.
Tajiri.
It's a Swahili name for both hope and confidence. And in case you need a recap, Tajiri was born in April. There was a vote to choose his name,
From
which people
April
had to
as
pay.
well.
Yeah, and from April as well. But the winner was just simply the option just to let the zookeeper name him. And this chose
you do it.
Tajiri.
Voted in that, yeah.
Yeah.
They're not fun, are
Giraffe
they?
Yeah, go on.
Yeah, lame. You can see a picture of April and Tajiri on my Twitter page, Victoria.
Oh, you have a
_Bourne.
Twitter page? I had no.
Yeah.
Did you? I didn't
No,
know.
I wonder if I'm going to follow Victoria.
Victoria.
Follow
Victoria, 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 Victoria,
Thanks.
and freeze. And finally,
And finally,
finally,
from Animal News.
And finally, an elderly penguin has fallen in love with a cardboard cutout. So Grape Cun, who's 20 and lives in a zoo.
Pardon me? Come again?
He's called Grape Cun.
Right, Jake, I'm going to say now, you are banned from saying that word. Okay?
I mean, I've been called gherkin. Anyway, wow. Okay. Yeah, so tell me about Grape Cun.
He's 20, which is old in penguin years.
Yeah. I think this whole bulletin feels like it's been in penguin years.
It's your fault. Anyway, he's been trying to woo the picture of a female anime character called Hululu, and apparently he just sits and stares at her all day.
Oh no!
But it's become a bit of a problem. As
Yeah,
apparently
sad.
It's taking up all of his time, and he's missing his feet. So his keepers have had to take to separating the two. So they'll take away Hululu's cardboard cutout for a bit, so then he can eat and get on with his daily business, and then they'll pop her back in. You can see a picture of the couple on my Twitter page, Victoria_Bourne, spelled Bourne.
That's really sad.
Hedy has tweeted, did the cardboard penguin have a joke written on it?
No.
I think Grape Cun would do. Thank you very much, Victoria. I really appreciate the effort you went to there.
I mean, I made an effort and you ruined it.
All 4 calories. No, it was good. It was really good. And you should follow Victoria on Twitter. So, I don't know if we've got time to give out your...
Victoria_Bourne, spelled Bourne.
Victoria, Victoria.
Thanks.
Bye.
Animal news.
Get turned on to all killer, no filler conversation. Jake Yapp in for John Holmes on Talk Radio. We'll get you talking.
You can't, Queenies. So it's time for our daily quiz show based on the coin fall machines, the 2p machines. We've turned it into a quiz. Don't ask me how we came up with that concept. I don't know. It's mad. A lot of testing, a lot of development. And playing with us today, it's Sycamore Jones in Newcastle. Good afternoon.
Good afternoon, Jake.
So if you're ready, it's time to play. Multiple choice questions, of course. Here's your first question. Who did Deputy Labour leader Tom Watson refer to as a cheese-headed foopdoodle? Sorry, I've got some foopdoodle in my throat there. Was it A, Boris Johnson, B, Jeremy Corbyn, or C, Mary Berry?
I guess it's I guess it's Boris, and probably the nicest thing that's been said about him.
You think it's Boris Johnson? Let's find out whether or not you're right. Are you correct? You are correct! Well done. Okay, let's take a look at the toppling juncture wall of coins, and let's find out. Let's have a look. You've got shoot 1, 2, and 3, of course. Which one do you think is looking tastiest?
Well, I'll go for shoot number 1, Jake, please.
You're going to go for shoot number 1. Can we light up shoot number 1, please? Okay. That's good, because yesterday it was just me going...
I thought it sounded... You couldn't really tell.
And today it's me going with reverb. So that's good, isn't it? Okay, and just let us know when you want to release that coin.
I would say release that coin now.
There it goes. There it goes. Okay, it's looking good. What are any coins going to drop all the way down, though? Doesn't look like it. That's a shame. I thought you were going to do well there, but they've all smushed together. Okay, no coins for you. It's a shame. Okay, well, let's move on to question 2 for you. Who topped a recent poll to find the foreign celebrity we're proudest to have living here in the UK? Was it A, Kylie Minogue, B, George Clooney, or C, Peter Andre?
Oh my giddy aunt.
That's a hard one, that one.
That's a hard one. I go for Kylie.
You think Kylie Minogue. Okay, let's find out whether or not you're right. Ah, that's a shame. That's a shame. That's a shame. The answer was actually George Clooney. George Clooney. So famous, of course, and beloved for peddling formerly quite highly pollutant coffee pods, now becoming recyclable. Question number 3. What is the highest grossing horror film of all time? Is it A, The Sixth Sense, B, Bride of Chucky, or C, The Goonies?
Well, as it's not my wedding video, I'll go The Goonies.
I hate to think which of the other two. Okay, you're going for you. Let me just run that question by you one more time, okay? The highest grossing horror film of all time: The Sixth Sense, Bride of Chucky, or The Goonies?
Shall we go The Sixth Sense?
Let's try that. Let's see if you're right. You are right. Well done. Clip clap. That's very good. Okay. Which shoot do you want to go for this time? Didn't have too much luck last time.
Well, I see dead coins, so I'll go for number 1 again.
Going for number 1 again?
Yes.
Okay, can we light up shoot number... Thank you very much. And, well, whenever you're ready, let's release your next coin.
Ready, go.
Okay, there it goes. Down. You've timed that quite well. Quite a few in there. Oh, yeah, down to the next level. And... Still no coins. Sycamore.
Oh.
This is heartbreaking. I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry. Let's press on. There's still everything to play for. You never know with this game. You know, they're all stacking up down there, and maybe if you get another question right, maybe then you're going to get some coins. Here we go. Question 4. What is the title of Ivanka Trump's new book? Is it A, Women Who Work, Rewriting the Rules for Success? B, Daddy's Little Girl? Or C, Captain Ivanka's Mandolin?
Oh my giddy aunt. I don't know. I go for B, because...
Daddy's Little Girl?
Daddy's Little Girl, yes.
Oh boy. Okay, let's find out whether or not you're right there, Sycamore. And I'm afraid you're wrong. It was actually Women Who Work, Rewriting the Rules for Success.
I'm glad. That would have been an
quite
awful
relieved.
book.
Yeah, I'm sad for you, Sycamore, but I'm kind of relieved for Ivanka's sake. Okay, you've got 2 questions remaining, okay? You can still do this. Question 5. Who will be receiving this year's BAFTA, Bathtub, or BAFTA, depending on which bulletin you listen to here on Talk Radio the last couple of hours, fellowship? Who will be receiving this year's BAFTA Fellowship to acknowledge her outstanding contribution to the field of television? Was it A, Sheridan Smith, B, Katie Price, or C, Joanna Lumley?
I happen to know this only because I was listening earlier, so that would be that Lumley lass.
Joanna Lumley, let's find out if you're right.
Hey,
you are right!
Get
Excellent.
Get in!
Now, come on, we need a win. Let's see how we're doing. Which shoot? Are you going to stick with number 1, which has been so cruel to you, but is now kind of quite well stacked with coins, or are you going to go for 2 or 3?
I'm going to go controversial now and go for 3.
You're going to go for number 3? Okay, can we light up number 3, please? Number 3 is lit, and in your own time, whenever you want to release the coin.
Will you release the coin now?
Oh, have you timed that with the draw? It's... Yeah. Oh, yeah, down. And any more coins?
Yeah!
Clip
clap!
Well done!
Oh, 2!
Oh, nice. Oh, I had this horrible feeling you were just going to not get any.
You're not going home empty-handed.
That was horrendous. Okay. Well, you've got 1 question left, so you can definitely try to turn this into a streak. A very small streak, but, you know, in my case...
Oh, now, Jake, I don't think anyone wants me and streaking.
No, well, you say that. There's a lot of people out there that... Anyway, right, here it is, your final question. Today marks 20 years since the UK last won the Eurovision Song Contest. Oh, that's depressing. With the song entitled Love Shine a Light. let the love light carry, let the love. What is the name of the winning act that performed it? Was it A, Katrina and the Waves, B, Bonnie Tyler, or C, Victoria Beckham?
I have no earthly idea.
All right, let me read you the question
right.
again. I'll read you the options again. Was it A, Katrina and the Waves, B, Bonnie Tyler, or C, Victoria Beckham?
Right. I have a guess at Katrina and the Waves.
Are you sure? Is that your final answer?
Yes, although
absolutely
I don't
sure.
think
Is your final answer? Are you absolutely sure? Is that your final answer? You're absolutely sure. Okay, let's see if you're right. Yes, you were right.
Good instincts.
Yeah, great instincts there. Well, that was just a complete shot in the dark, was it?
A complete shot in the dark.
That's
I wouldn't like to say when I last heard the Eurovision Song Contest.
Probably 20 years ago.
And another 20.
Okay, which shoot would you like to light up for your final coin?
Let's not have this poor shoot feel completely ignored. Let's go number 2.
Yeah, you're going to stick it into number 2. Let's light up number 2, please. Okay, and make sure you time it right with the little shelf going in and out, and in your own time. When do you want to release your coin?
I would like you to release now.
Okay, there it goes. And there's the draw. Yes. There's a duck in there. Who put a duck in the machine?
Oh, sorry.
That's ridiculous. Let's...
Yay! Click clap! Click clap! Click clap! Sing along! Click clap! Click clap!
Not singing.
Oh, am I supposed to?
Yeah. Click clap!
I'm a drummer, I don't sing.
Drum along.
Yeah. Sycamore Jones, thank you so much for playing today. I really appreciate it, and you must be pleased with that.
I am. I will buy myself an ice cream now as I head to Chestnut Zoo to check out that capybara for no.
That sounds like a great idea. Checking out the capybaras, driving around. Nothing finer on a warm spring afternoon. Thanks so much for playing, Sycamore Jones, and hopefully we'll speak to you soon. All the best.
And you fine gentlemen too.
If you would like to play Toppling Juncture tomorrow, well, you can. Why don't you email jake.yapp@talkradio.co.uk with your details, and maybe you could be the person saying release it into number 2 at the same time tomorrow. In the meantime, Sam Delaney's here. Hi, Sam Delaney.
Hi, how you doing, guys?
Yeah, really great, thanks.